Don't let time run out. These are the final days of Happy Honda Days at Team Honda. Don't miss your chance to save thousands during our biggest sale of the year and get clearance pricing on a huge selection of new Hondas. Hurry in now before time runs out at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Let's not start with that.
Whoa, well.
We're awake now, though.
What a story time you're in for here on 9 News Now. Welcome. It's almost 7:03 here on a Friday Eve.
Yeah, you never know.
That's a lead-in.
You never know.
Yeah.
But actually, we were talking about, just a minute ago, something that's going to take over your airwaves, our airwaves here in a little bit, the funeral for the 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter. A lot of folks showing up in our nation's capital over the last number of days as he continues to lie in state there in the nation, in the Capitol Rotunda, going to be moved to the cathedral, and then traveling to his hometown of Plains, Georgia, to be buried alongside Rosalind there. We were just having the conversation about his home there. You were talking about his work with Habitat and the builds there. It's an amazing legacy he leaves behind.
Yeah, the first Habitat build-out trip had a newlywed couple on it that decided to postpone their honeymoon. He rode on the bus with all the volunteers and gave up his private home that they had put him in for the Habitat build-out on location, gave it up to that couple that was celebrating their honeymoon, and he and Rosalind slept with the rest of the volunteers on mats on the floor and cots on the floor.
That's crazy.
Security detail.
Wow.
And then you told us about his house.
Well, yeah, I didn't know. You know, I mean, you think, in this day and age, you know, how many houses you live in, or presidents you kind of moving around. He and Rosalind, since the 1960s, one house there in Plains, Georgia. And so when you talk about going home, it really is home for he and his family. And obviously some changes have been made since they first bought it in the 1960s. It is surrounded by security now and Secret Service protection, that kind of thing. It's not too far from Jimmy Carter Lake National Park, just down the road. But it's impressive. I think it speaks a lot to why a lot of folks like him, common man, good man, left the world a better place than he found it, kind of conversation that goes on.
And stayed humble even after holding the highest office in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say he's probably the most humble, down-to-earth president, basically of any time. Very likable too, and yeah, the work he did after being president was just inspiring.
I think that speaks to his family, his upbringing, how his parents raised him. Also, he and his wife, Rosalind, on the same page with all of that too. It is beautiful to see how in love they were, in the simple way that, you know, you talk about being in love and showing public displays of affection. It wasn't even that, but you see so many pictures of them walking hand in hand together, and it just looks like a solid unit. Whether it's at a Habitat work site, whether it's in the White House, all of these photos that we're seeing now, especially, it's beautiful to see how that love's developed over his 100 years of life.
A great team. You know, and if you find that in your life, I mean, just hold on to that. You're incredibly fortunate, incredibly lucky. A great team, and they always were. And we were talking a little bit earlier today about what's going to happen at the services today. You have President Joe Biden delivering one of the eulogies. I thought it was interesting, though. The other couple eulogies that are going to be read were written a long time ago by a couple of people who preceded him in death. His predecessor in the Oval, Lyndon Johnson, and of course, his vice president as well, Walter Mondale.
Yeah.
Both preceding him in death. They will be read now by their sons.
How special
what
is
a
that?
unique way, and obviously written a long time ago. So these will be words put down on paper about what this man meant to them so many years ago. And it's only, Jimmy Carter's life only went further and further and further and impacted more and more. It's going to be interesting to hear those words written so many years ago in today's time frame.
That's it. Very unique to be able to have that message carry on into today's day and age in that context. But to speak of his character, I think it'll be beautiful to see that delivered in that way.
I think you're right.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll get to hear that all today live here on CBS.
It's 8 o'clock?
Yes, that's when the service will begin, which will carry here. We're going to dig into that coming up after all of this.
Sure.
But a day to remember and honor the 39th President of the United States.
You're right. Okay, so as we do that, we also, we focus on a lot of the stuff going on in California right now, the wildfires. It makes us very fortunate for the forecast, the weather, what we get to walk out to right now. And when you think about the culture, it's cold, but man, we got a sunrise in South Louisiana that puts them to shame. We do it well. We do sunrises pretty good down here.
Homes to go to.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. All that. You're right.
A lot of blessings that we have.
So how are we doing, Jared? When we talk about this, that's pretty gorgeous right over there.
Yeah, we've had a really stunning shot all throughout the morning. I mean, every single minute we look back and it's even better shot than the last time. And there you see it, looking live right over the Children's Hospital on what promises to be a decent day. We're going to have more and more in the way of cloud cover moving our way, and when it does so, eventually it's going to come with a little bit of rain. Now, the better rain chances really are going to be more tonight going into Friday morning. We are right on the money with the freezing mark now at 32 degrees. Feels a little bit colder, though, when you factor in a bit of a breeze. 31 New Roads in Macomb, 26. I'll tell you right now, if you live in or around Macomb, very hopefully you went ahead and wrapped your pipes last night, because I'll be honest with you, that 26, yeah, that's definitely getting into pipe wrapping territory there. Freeze warning is going to come to an end area-wide at 9 a.m. Showers develop later in the day. Tonight going through Friday morning, but luckily when the rain moves in, tonight going into tomorrow morning, we're not going to see freezing temperatures. Quite far a bit away, as a matter of fact. We'll only stall out in the lower 40s, so that's good news. That's going to help us out. We don't have to worry about icing or anything like that. And again, the freeze warning existing will be allowed to expire at 9 o'clock in the morning. Meanwhile, we're going to see these showers that are deriving out of the Gulf move our way. Obviously, the snow is going to stay too far to the north, mainly over towards the I-20 corridor between Shreveport going out to Dallas-Fort Worth. So here comes the fast-moving system, brings in a shot of moisture, but it's already out of here by Friday afternoon, and that opens the door to the return of high pressure and a better weather weekend. But before we get there, let's look at the futurecast. It's going to take us up to high temperatures near 50 degrees. Again, it looks dry this morning, although I will say the graph is a little bit slower than the HRRR. At 5 p.m., we start to see light showers move in. Nothing strong, nothing severe. Matter of fact, not even in the overnight hours when you start to see what looks like a little bit more in the way of threatening weather. But again, even when this moves in, we are still not expecting it to be severe. We'll just see rain heavy at times, but even that should be a manageable amount. Then as we get to about, I would say this time or 9 a.m. tomorrow, the rain already begins to exit the area. And the GFS, by the way, has been very consistent too, keeping all the frozen precipitation well off to our north. The rain that we get should be between 1 to 2 inches, and your forecast for today, steadily increasing clouds and a steadily increasing chance of rain until we get into the evening hours. It's 7:09. Johnny A., how are the roads?
Let's take a look with our interactive drive time map, and traffic conditions change automatically. The color we like is green. We're seeing a little bit of red, though, coming out of Denham Springs from right past Juban. Before you get to Pete's Highway, right past Range, picks up a little bit as you make your way toward the Amite River Bridge, and then near O'Neill Lane, it slows down again and slows down at the 10-12 merge. Starting to see a little back up from College to the City Park Lakes area right there. A couple of camera shots. There's that College Drive shot from our WAFB Gordon McKernan First Alert traffic camera right there at College. And then you can see that westbound traffic right here. Slowest between College and Acadian when that off-ramp backs up a little bit with folks going north or southbound on Acadian Thruway. And then from the Port Allen side of the Mississippi River, we can definitely see some slower traffic coming into Baton Rouge from Port Allen. Keep an eye on that for you. 10 after 7, 9 News Now is on the air on the Plus and WAFB's News app, and we'll be right back.
Hey, real quick before you get going, I want to let you know the Baton Rouge Fire Department right now investigating a fire Liz that they say was intentionally set.
That's why they need tips from the community here. So we're told that they responded to this right around 12:30 last night from Avenue B near Scenic Highway, kind of a map of where we think it happened there. Firefighters say they got there, saw heavy smoke coming from the scene. That's when they found a small fire in the attic. They were able to quickly put it out, get everyone out of the house. But again, Matt said it, they believe that this was intentionally started. If you know anything, maybe you saw something suspicious, call that into Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP.
You can call the BRFD investigators as well. A number of ways to get involved. Want to let you know, want to remind you, of course, there's a lot going on today in our nation's capital. You are looking right there at some scenes from the nation's capital. Laying to rest eventually the 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter. It is funeral services followed by a burial, private burial back in Plains, Georgia. But I'm telling you, Liz, it's going to be a very, very busy time, and that is going to impact broadcasting here at WAFB.
Certainly. At 8 o'clock this morning, CBS News is going to take over WAFB airwaves to show you the departure ceremony from the U.S. Capitol, then to the Washington National Cathedral. The funeral service is set to begin at 9 a.m. our time. That's why the special report from CBS is taking over 9 News at 9, so you can watch that special funeral service. And if you were looking for Foodie Fix with Smoke Bayou, that's going to air at 9 News at noon as well. So if you want a preview of that, can't wait till then. If you scan that QR code now, you can watch that episode, and then that deal, that great deal from Smoke Bayou, that's going to come up, and you can view that starting at noon today.
Exactly. Back to normal broadcasting noon today after, of course, you said our partners at CBS News take over for the funeral services for Jimmy Carter.
A busy day ahead, which we're following all for you. We're still going to send you local news alerts, including the weather alerts here. Jared, I've already gotten a few this morning. The weather's going to quickly change. A wet forecast is in tow.
Yeah, it definitely will. But the wet weather won't move in until later today, really closer towards the evening commute. So we'll get through most of the day unscathed. And the important thing, guys, we're not expecting freezing temperatures tonight. So when the rain moves in, nothing severe, no flooding, and temperatures only down to the 40s. So we don't have to worry. It could have been a lot worse. We definitely lucked out here.
I don't like driving when it's icy. I will slide.
We can't even drive when it's not.
Because I was going down Bluebonnet in that little, right off the interstate, if you're going toward the mall, there's a flat bridge, I call it, over Ward Creek.
Oh, sure.
And I hit that one time. It looked fine, and you just start to slide, and then you can feel your car pick up on the other side. I don't like that.
Me neither.
That can get nasty. No, absolutely right. So be careful out there. Don't have to worry about that now.
Thank goodness.
As we start to warm up, as Johnny says, he's already done with winter.
Done with weather, but it can't warm up too much.
It's the final countdown for Toyotathon at Team Toyota. Don't miss your chance to get year-end savings on new 24 and 25 Tundras with 2.99% financing, or a new 25 Camry for just $329 a month. Hurry in and save at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.